I'll get out of the way.
But I thought you were going to ask me some questions or whatever. But anyway, my name is James Morgan. I arrived in Marin City in 1944 along with my mother and brother. We came from Louisiana. It was a little small town near Shreveport, Louisiana. Anyway, my father was here earlier, and he found a place for us to stay, and he came, that is, to work in the shipyards. And we lived here and went to school, elementary school in the old Marin City school up until 56. And then, well, excuse me, yeah, in 56, I was just talking with Doug Quiet, and at that time, when you went from kindergarten up to the 6th grade, then you went to old Richardson Bay School. And that school and the name sort of disappeared because Richardson Bay School was named after one of these explorers that came in here, and they named Richardson Bay after it, the bay after him, and then also it was a school at that time. But later on in the 60s, that school was changed to Martin Luther King. But anyway, we went, like I said, with kindergarten through the 6th grade, and when we went to Richardson Bay, old Richardson Bay School, which became Martin Luther King, and so in 1954, went to Tamalpais High School, and Doug and I, we graduated from TAM in 1958. So we were part of the group that came in the 40s, and because I said to someone a few minutes ago, and said, well, when did you graduate, in the 60s? I said, no, I graduated from TAM in 58.
What makes Marin City unique from Mr. Morgan's perspective? What makes Marin City unique?
Well, there's so many things, you know.
Name a couple for us.
Well, I was explaining to somebody, there's multiple culture back in the day when I was here. I was growing up here during the wartime. See, because people look at Marin City now and all the negative stuff about being majority African American, but back in the time when we were growing up here, we were the minority. There were more Caucasian white people in Marin City than it was African Americans back in the 40s and 50s and the 60s. I remember when they built a high-rise up here at the tall buildings, as the locals call them, referred to it. I think it was in 58 or whatever, or maybe, no, it was earlier than that. I'm not quite sure. Also, I was telling the person the other day, when we used to go to Richmond, people, they throw us in the car, and we took a car ferry over to Richmond. That was before the Richmond Santa Fe Bridge was built in 58. And it had 3 levels of cars were parked on it, and the smoke and stuff was billowing from the decks. But anyway, you were talking about a
memorable moment, something that will always stick in your mind.
Yeah, they had a supervisor from the county came down. I think it was Vera Schultz. Vera Schultz, she came down, and it was made a dedication to the public housing, and they were building the tall buildings in Marin City. Okay. And share anything else you want to. You got another minute or so here. Something that comes to mind.
Right. You want to say anything about the shopping centers, or we'll move on to Mr. Whitlock?
It was.
Say something.
Yeah, it's right where we're sitting now, you know, but it was part of the war housing, you know, redwood framed houses, and it had a supermarket, Price Brothers Market, along with Waldo Market. There was 2 markets. Then it had a shop, a drugstore, along with the candy store. I remember the candy store because as a kid. Barber shop, the variety store, and Mr. Beard had a pool hall in the back. And it used to be, and then also, because way before Golden Gate Transit, it was the Greyhound bus station. They had a Greyhound bus station that would loop around, and it had a cafe that was in the Greyhound bus station.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to bring Mr. Whitlock up.
All right.
Okay.
Good luck.